Right now, Pittsburgh's best sports show is about to begin. Call us or tweet us. We got things to talk about on the Ireland Contracting Nightly Sports Call.
All right, Ken, thanks very much. Good evening, everyone, and welcome inside Pittsburgh's CW studios. It's the Ireland Contracting Nightly Sports Call on the Bordas & Bordas hotline. Bob Pompeani, Gene Collier taking your calls here tonight at 412-575-2600. That is the number. Tweet us at KDPomp, at Gene Collier. Steelers made a trade today and clearly not satisfied with the inability of anybody on their roster for really the last several years to be an explosive punt return or kickoff return man. Quadri Henderson was the guy they brought in, hoping he would do that, but he's made a lot of fair catches and not much else after that. So they traded a sixth-round or a fifth-round pick, or what is it? They're getting a sixth-round pick back. They exchanged draft picks with Oakland and got Ryan Switzer. And if you're a Pitt Panther fan, you understand how explosive this guy can be. He's only 5'8". He's explosive. Last year with Dallas, had a kickoff return. He's a slot receiver, was a fourth-round pick of the Cowboys, traded on draft day to Oakland, and now traded to Pittsburgh. So, Gene, this makes you wonder about Quadri Henderson. I would imagine he's going to be a victim of a roster cut-down day on Saturday. But also, they have injuries now at wide receiver. Marcus Tucker got injured as anchor. James Washington had an abdominal. And Eli Rogers is on the PUP list with a one-game suspension awaiting him. So this kid, I would imagine, has a roster spot wanted. They wouldn't have acquired him if they didn't want to.
I mean, he's not coming here, as they say, to lead the band at halftime. He's going to play. And it is indicative, Bob, of exactly what you say. I mean, the Steelers have injured wide receivers. They also have 3 injured tight ends. So, in that instance, there's either going to be, another roster move before the season starts, or they could deploy an extra wide receiver. So they need something at both positions. So this kind of helps them out that way, and as you said, it gives them a return man option, which nothing good has really happened there.
No, for really since probably Stephon Logan way back, how many years ago that was. But they need somebody to do that, and if this kid can do it and he shows explosive ability at times, he'll be the opportunity. You'll get to see him on Thursday night, our last preseason game on KDKA-TV, beginning at 7, our coverage. It's Carolina, Pittsburgh, and Ryan Switzer will certainly be on the field, I would imagine, quite a bit. He'll be here tomorrow to go through practice. Number 18, I understand. Is that what his number is? Number 18.
I saw that on Twitter, so you know
it must be correct, yeah. An available number, why not? All right, I have an interesting theory here about preseason games because a lot of people were commenting about the crowd at Heinz Field and around the NFL. There are a lot of tickets, and I understand that it is a full rate to watch these games, and a lot of people give them away or don't use them at all. I would suggest if you're not going to use them, find somebody out there who can use them, who may never have the opportunity to go to a game, and give it to them if that's the case, because you may fulfill a dream. A lot of people don't have that opportunity to afford these kinds of tickets. But my point is, I was looking at ratings, Gene, and every day we get overnight ratings, and I saw last night that the preseason game between Dallas and Arizona outdrew by far Major League Baseball Game of the Week on ESPN, which was, admittedly, the Yankees and the Orioles, who are like 90 games out of first place. I get that. But it's a regular season game for a team that's trailing Boston by just 5 in the standings. And yet the rating on the preseason game was 5 times as much as that was. I'll look at our games on KDKA-TV. We get the biggest ratings of the year when we do them. People say they're not interested in preseason, then why are they watching? Would you attribute it to what? Fantasy games? Do you want to find out who's on maybe a sleeper you can? Why would the ratings be so good?
I don't know. I mean, I cannot stand preseason football, although I am going on Thursday. I don't understand it, but there's something about football on TV that people cannot take their eyes off. Look at the TV contracts over the years. Every one of them gets bigger and bigger and bigger. This is TV gold for some reason. I don't really understand it.
But you hear a lot of people complain about preseason, and yet the numbers are still good. So,
yeah,
for whatever reason they're watching. Maybe there's not enough, quality programming on in the summertime. I don't know, but there are baseball games and there are other events that are going on, and yet it by far is the best watched. All right, 412-575-2600 is the number. The Pirates are off today. They're in St. Louis. And, Gene, they completed a 3-game series in which they lost 2 of 3, although you could have that first game was just one of those games. You're going to remember Clay Holmes' name from 2018 for two big reasons. That game in San Francisco against the Giants when they decided to push everyone back and basically handed San Francisco a game. And then this one, let me ask you something. Analytics are what they are. People look at everything. But Stephen Brault was cruising along. I stayed up. I invest in those games. I stay up late to watch him. I couldn't believe how easy he was making it look. And yet he bats in the top of the 15th, but he doesn't go out to pitch the bottom of the 15th. Clay Holmes does. What sense does that make? And I'm trying to be fair about it, too. Maybe they thought his pitch count was ridiculously high, but he was doing it with no stress whatsoever.
Well, let me ask you this. Do they have any other hitters left? Because I went to bed after the
No.
bottom of the 14th.
No.
So you just went up there to hit because they had no hitters left.
All right.
But still, I'm with you. What is the harm in sending Stephen Brault out there again? He's a starter, by the way.
He's been stretched out before.
And, he has a kind of a weird ability to pitch really good in kind of hopeless situations. Have you noticed that?
Yeah, I
like
have.
when Stephen Brault gives you 3 or 4 really good innings, it's usually in a game that the Pirates lose. And there he did it again. So, yeah, I don't really, that didn't make sense.
All right. Your thoughts on all of that stuff and more. Call us right now. 412-575-2600 is the number to call. We'll take those calls next when we continue live right here on Pittsburgh's CW.